In this video, you will learn how to create text along a given path inside of Photoshop easily. Okay, let's see how this is done. Alright, here on the layers panel you can see I have a group and some raster layer. Okay, if we expand the group by clicking here, these are just shapes I created to create this particular shape and look we have on the screen right now. So let's just collapse that, and after I created all those shapes, I created a stamp of everything here on top on this raster layer. Okay, and the reason I renamed this into a raster layer is to demonstrate to you, okay, that in order for you to make text follow a particular shape, you have to first of all create that shape either as a path or a shape itself. Let's see how to do that. Okay, we can create the path with the shape tool such as the ellipse tool, since this is a round shape. Okay, I select the ellipse tool from here, and on the options bar you can work with shape or path. Okay, it just depends on you, but I'm going to go with path because if I choose shapes I would then have to modify the fill and stroke later on, which is what I don't really like. So I'll click here and choose path. Cool. Then what we are going to do is to make sure we create this path directly from the center. Okay, and you can see that my rulers are already available. If yours are not visible, bring them to screen by pressing Ctrl+R. Okay, so Ctrl+R will show or hide the rulers, as you can see. Now I'm just going to drag a guide from here to the center, and because I have my smart guides, it snaps to the center just like so, and I'll drag another guide from the top and make sure it snaps right there. Okay, cool. If you want to enable your smart guides, then you can go to view, show, and turn on smart guides from here. Now with the ellipse tool selected and the option here set to path, I'll simply click from the center here and drag. Okay, notice that as I drag freeform, we are creating an ellipse. If you need to constrain the proportions, hold the shift key. Okay, now it is a perfect circle. And if we need to draw from the click point or from the center, we add the alt key to it. So together I have the shift and alt key held down. Then as I begin to drag, you notice we are dragging from the center of those two guides on the canvas. Cool. So I'll just drag it out, and this is exactly where I want it to be. So I'll just release it right there. Okay, there like that. Cool. Now if we return to the paths panel, we have the path we have created. Okay, this path on top is the path I created before, so I'm just going to delete it. And to save this path, we can just double click on it and click OK. Okay, because if we do not save this path and then we try to create another path, this other path is just going to get erased. Cool. Since we are done with the guides, we can clear them by going to view, guides, and clear guides. Okay, now what we are going to do is to select the type tool, the horizontal type tool from here, and you can see I have some settings on the options bar. The font I'm using is Montserrat, and the font weight is set to bold. Okay, then I also have the size set to 80 points. Then the trick is for you to just hover on the path you have created. Make sure this path is selected. Okay guys, then you can just hover on the path. Notice that once you are outside you get that box. Okay, but once you hover on the path you get that curve. So once you see that curve, you can just click. Let's come right here, click there like so. Okay, and we have our text written following that particular path which we have defined. Now I'm going to click here and change the color to white. Okay, then what I'm going to do is to set the alignment here. Notice that it is currently set to left alignment. We can make it right or center. I want the center alignment as it is going to be very obvious, as you will see. So let's just click here, or what we can do is to modify the text. Okay, let's input the text such as fashion design show. Let's go fashion design show, and you can see because I set the alignment of the text to center, it follows that alignment as well. Okay, so we are going to click here to confirm that transformation or the text, and you notice that it is not well aligned. Okay, look, it's not well aligned from this side to this side. So in order to align it, or if yours is down, you can do so with the path selection tool from here. Okay, just select it, make sure the text layer is selected, then just come beside the text layer itself. Once you see those arrows, you can just click there. Okay, and move the text freeform, as you can see. So what you have to do now is to just drag and keep dragging until you have the text aligned the way you want. Okay, so let's just move it like this. This position actually looks good. Okay, cool. Now that we have that, we can increase the font size. I'll just double click here to select it, and I'll just increase the font size. Let's see. Okay, 93 points look good. I'll just click here to commit those changes, and here we go. We have successfully created the first text right up there, as you can see. Okay, now let's make another copy here. Press Ctrl+J to add a copy, and then what we are going to do is to hide the original copy below it. Okay, then we are going to do the exact opposite. So with the path selection tool, I want this other text or this copy to be aligned to the bottom. So I'm going to click again here with the layer selected. Just click here. Okay, just hover, don't click, just hover there. Once you get those two arrows again, just click and start dragging and make sure it aligns to the bottom like so. Now to make it go inside, let's just push. Notice that we are currently to the outside, but as I move the mouse inside like this, it is now aligned to the inside. Okay, now let's double click and let's change the color to black so that you see what's going on. Okay, so you can see that the text is currently aligned to the inside. Okay, like I said, we can just hover beside here and then we click and then just drag freeform to align it perfectly like so. Now this is where I want it to be. Okay, let's just move it like this, but I want to change the text. Let's say fashion design show for creatives. So I'm going to input for creatives just like so, and I want the font to be white, or let's leave it black so that it can help us position it better. Now let's enable this other text on top. Okay, cool. So what we are going to do now is to scale it up. Okay, there are basically two ways you can do this. I prefer the second method, but let me show you the first way. What we have to do is, this is the layer we are on it. Okay, for creatives, so you can press Ctrl+T, then hold Shift and Alt, okay, to transform from the center. Okay, so let's just scale it up, and you can begin to see the reason I don't like the first method. Okay, as I am transforming, it does not give me a live preview of how the text is going to look like. Okay, unless I let go and then I click here to confirm. Now I'll have to press Ctrl+T and start scaling it to make sure it matches the look of this other text here at the top, which is why I don't really use the first method. So I'm going to press Ctrl+Z to undo that change, and instead what you do with meticulous precision is double click here to select the text, then get into the characters panel. If you cannot find it from here, go to window and select character from here. Okay, hopefully it comes to screen. All right, then we have to come to the baseline shift. If you drag it to a positive value, it will shift it inside further, just like so. But as we drag it to a negative value, notice how it goes outside, and we are able to see a live preview of how the text is going to look like. Okay, which is why this is the method I go with almost every time. So it looks like I have to push that inward just ever so slightly like so. Then once I'm done, I simply click here. Okay, now let's double click and let's change the color to white. As you can see right there, this looks totally wonderful. Okay guys, cool. This is basically what you need to know in order to create text along a particular path which you have created inside of Photoshop. Just as a bonus tip, if you have the recent version of Photoshop and you need to create a star, it can be very tricky. Let me show you how to do that, because I need to place one star here and another star here. So we know that to create a star, we have to look at the polygon tool, because there is no star tool here like we have in Adobe Illustrator. So we can select the polygon tool, and here on the options bar we can see that the number of sides are 5, which is actually good because I need to create a 5-point star. Okay, but as I click, you can see I can set the number of sides to 5, and then let's increase the width and height. I'll make it 500, hit the tab key and also input 500. But once I click OK, you see we are not creating a star, we are creating a polygon with this option here set to path. But we can also click make new shape layer, okay, to convert that into a shape layer. Okay, of course this is not a star, which is why I'm going to delete it. If you need to create a star, what you have to do is to click again once, just click. Okay, then let's input those same dimensions again with the polygon tool, 500 by 500. Okay, then we simply have to adjust the star ratio here to 50%. Input 50% right there, and if you want smooth corners, you can do so just like what you normally do inside Adobe Illustrator. Then just click OK. Here we go, we have a 5-point star, as you can see right here. And then I'm going to make it a shape because we created it with this option set to path. Okay, let's convert it into a shape. You can also convert the path into a selection by clicking here. That's a lesson for another day. So let's just click here to make it a shape. Okay, now we have it right here. I'll just rename it to star. Okay, then to change the fill, I'll just double click on the thumbnail, the shape thumbnail itself right here, and choose white. Okay, cool. Then with the path selection tool, I don't need any stroke, so I'm going to click and get rid of the stroke as well. Okay, cool. Then what I'm going to do now is to scale it down proportionally. So I hold Shift and Alt and scale it down ever so slightly like so, and then just move it here. Now I need another copy this way. Okay, so with the star selected, the star layer, I'll just hold the Alt key, that's the Option key on the Mac, and simply drag. Okay, as I drag, I hold the Shift key to make sure it goes in a straight line just like so. Then I'll just allow this other star here. All right, then we can put all of this inside a group, okay, to stay clean like that. Then we can just input a random text inside here, such as logo. Okay, all right, so that is it. This is how you can create a text along a given path inside of Photoshop. Okay, just remember the tricks that have been demonstrated in this video and you will be good to go. That is it. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end, and if you found this lesson interesting, give us a like and also subscribe for more awesome videos coming up. Okay, thank you and see you in the next lesson. Peace out.